Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome. Beautiful souls. Today we are doing full moon eclipse readings, and several people have made requests in readings recently where in one area or another they are really asking me if I could do a reading that would show them really quite precisely what the next step is that they need to take. Now, a full moon will always illuminate something for us, especially if we ask something specific like this. And a full moon eclipse in Taurus, this has an energy of showing us how to persevere, helping us to persevere, knowing what to let go of, what steps to take next in order to persevere and move through with something. So today we are not just doing straightforward, simple full moon eclipse readings. What does the eclipse moon want to tell you? We're actually asking very specifically, precisely please, can we know what the full moon eclipse energy is precisely showing you so that you know what step you need to take next in something in your world, in the context of your world. Now, if you are new to tarot completely and you've never done a pick a card reading, I'm going to draw 3 cards. We'll draw 3 cards together. I'm also going to draw a rune and a charm as well, and that's really to assist you in really listening to your intuition and finding the right reading for you. If there's more than one thing going on in your world, and for a lot of us there are, because this is a very vibrant, dynamic time, eclipse season is very powerful astrologically, then if you're wanting an answer to more than one area of your world, focus on one at a time and see which of the cards you're drawn to. Anyway, let's get on with this. Here we are. Let's see. So this is going to be pile 1. I'm seeing pile 2 already here. And this is pile 3. Okay, so let's have a look. We have pile 1, you have the kiss. Pile 2, you have gnosis. And pile 3, you have the mother. Okay. And runes and charms. See that one already. So pile 1, you have Hagelas. This is the rune of disruption, actually. And you have a leaf. Let me show these to you. So that is pile 1. Beautiful energy. Okay, I feel like messages are coming through already, but I'm saying nothing. Okay, we are pile 2. You have the rune of gateway, and you have the charm of the parasol. Let me just bring those both up together. And then pile 3, gotcha. Here we go. We have the rune of Othilla. This is the rune of separation. And you have a very pointy leaf, or pointy feather. It's not a leaf actually. A very pointy feather. So that's pile 3. Okay, so my beautiful souls, I'm going to leave the camera running just for a few moments longer. Tune in with whatever areas of your world. I mean, you might just already know which of these you're drawn to, but if there is a specific area or more than one that you want to ask about, you know, what is the very, we are asking very precisely actually, what is the next step for you to take so that you can persevere, move something forwards, make it happen. Beautiful souls, yeah, bring it into reality, manifest it into realness. This is the energy of our question today. I will see you in the readings in just a moment, beautiful souls. Welcome, pile one, to your reading. Now you have the rune of Hagalaz, disruption, and you have the kiss with this beautiful leaf. I love in the book that these cards come from. It speaks of true intimacy being just around the corner. And I've never forgotten it, because it's the words where the writer, she says, and this requires courage and surrender. And those are the words that have really sort of leapt out at me. I felt there were messages coming through with this card, even as we were drawing it right at the start. I feel like there is a circumstance or a situation, because we are asking today, you know, what is the exact next step? Precisely what step do you need to take? What I feel is there is something that you have been kind of waiting to do, itching to do, wanting to do. It connects to some form of relationship or intimacy in some way. There's something you have been wanting to do, and I don't know whether this is about procrastination or you're getting sick and tired of something and you're reaching that point where you just have got to do something about it. It's got that flavour. How do you move this forwards? What step do you take? Hagalaz is a fascinating rune because its energy is very disruptive, but that doesn't necessarily mean a negative disruption. I mean, it can literally be, you know, your world is about to turn on its head. This could be the best thing ever, literally the best thing ever. Turns on its head because somebody has turned your world upside down, or you're about to turn their world upside down. But it does suggest this is reaching a point, something to do with relationship, intimacy. It's reaching a point where something needs to happen. This leaf is suggesting that it will be fruitful, I think, you know, that we're going to see something come together. But let's draw more cards. Do you know the very first thing I'm going to do is draw a rune card for you? I think you've got two. Okay, I'm also going to draw some tea leaves. Seeing those two. And what else shall we draw? A couple from this oracle pack as well. And this one. How interesting. I've just realised it's like 2 by 2 by 2. I wonder if that has connection to this element of relationship. So you have Jira, the rune of harvest. You have Algiz, the rune of protection. Okay. So I feel this is quite a guided connection, really. Do you know, there's a bit of me that wants to say, what are you waiting for? But let's ask for more. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new venture, a fresh start. Vine, seek out information that will help you. What else do we have? Dry desert and unexpected visitors. Right, okay, now things are starting to be a little clearer here for you. So, how can we do this? Jira and Algiz, protection. So you've been eyeing something up. That's what I want to say. You've been eyeing something up for a little while. I think it's interesting, this card, because she's walking to something. She's actually looking ahead, even though she's kind of, in our reading, looking slightly back. She is actually looking forwards. This is new territory. There are no footprints here. She's, patience comes to my mind here. You've been waiting for something so patiently, eyeing up your sights. And again, we see that these two cactuses, 2 by 2 by 2. Unexpected visitors. We'll draw clarifying cards around the unexpected visitors in just a moment. because I'm thinking that somebody is actually going to help you to open the door. Somebody will assist you in opening the doorway. I think there will be a precise step for you to take, but I think you're going to be assisted by somebody unexpectedly, becoming not like a vessel, but maybe even a messenger, or someone who creates an opening for you so you can step through it. I've placed an emphasis on relationship because of intimacy, but the reality is, this could be an intimate union with anything in your world that you have been truly, truly, truly desiring. Creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I do feel it is largely, though, a relationship. And I do feel it has profound potential. I'm going to move the cards around. Bear with me, my beautiful souls. I'm going to put this up here because I feel that's part of the future, where this is going. Let me move our cards up. I'm sure we can get everything in for us here. Yeah, seek out information that will help you. Algae, protection. Jira, sunrise. There is absolutely space here for a new beginning for you. In something, to take something forward, to move it forwards. I think you're sick and tired of waiting, and if you haven't taken action and you know what it is you want but you haven't yet taken action, I think you might actually be giving yourself a bit of a hard time. Right, someone's going to assist you in this. Now, you're either going to seek them out or they're just going to come forward because it's unexpected. I sort of feel it may be that they themselves come forward and assist you. Yeah, I do. I actually feel you have someone in your sight, someone or something, but it will connect to some form of relationship. And maybe you are wanting to collaborate with someone, in which case, the collaboration is the bit that you have in your sights, new ventures, but, perhaps you haven't yet. Or maybe you've seen somebody you think you'd like to collaborate with, but you haven't approached them yet. Vine is an interesting energy because this vine connects to relationship, actually. A vine really, for it to flourish at its best, it needs to climb up something. It does well if it has a support, a bit like ivy. They're climbers. So there's something you can climb to here. But you need a structure to climb up to get there. I almost feel like you're wanting, I've asked for precise steps. I almost feel like that's what you're asking for, very precise steps. Like a guidebook that would tell you what to say at the right time and how to do it. Let's draw more cards for you. May we have precise information for my pile 1. Knowledge. The Queen of Air. The Scribe. Okay. This is very interesting. I'm drawing 2 more, actually. I was going to dive to a different pack, and we may well use a different pack to do some clarifying in a moment. We have the 9 of Water. Okay. 2 cards have come out for us here. I'm going to take the one from the base, actually. Take the one from the top and then look at the one on the base. So we have thought. My goodness me. There is a lot of thinking going on here. Thinking, to sort of say, taking your time, knowledge, awareness, wisdom, writing a letter, and you have emotions. Right, okay. How interesting, right, okay. I'm just going to place the emotions card down here. I think it's your emotions that are holding you back. There's a lot of thought here. We have the nine of water, which is also an emotional card. But I think it's your emotions that are holding you back. I think you are constantly thinking about this person, this situation, this possibility. You're looking ahead at it. You know what you want. You know you want to do something with this person. You know you want to build, to have an intimate connection with them. Now, this is a general reading. So if, as I mentioned a moment ago, this is applying to something for you that doesn't feel like it's a relationship, I still feel relationship is involved. If it was like approaching someone that you want to collaborate with, you've been contemplating it, you've been looking ahead, I do think this is to do with something or someone in some context of your world that you really want to move forwards. I think you see them as somebody, I think you hold them in very high esteem. You see them as someone you could really collaborate with, whether this is in intimacy, love, whether it's a business partnership. You really, really see this as someone you could grow with, you could grow together. And yeah, I do, because your emotions are in the way. This is one of those times, you know, when sometimes the emotions and the desire is what's driving you. And that's gorgeous, because that's the spark, isn't it? That's the creative flow. It's the energy that makes you want this. It's what makes you know this is right, because that springs from your heart, and your emotions in this instance, I think, are telling you that. However, you also have emotions that are associated with things that say it might not work, you know, or it'll go wrong, or how can I move this forwards? I might be rejected, or what do I do, and how do I make this happen, and how do I approach this person, and what should I say, and what should I do? And there's all this sort of like deliberation going on. I feel like your reading is tingling with excitement, and yet there's so much trepidation in it as well. I actually think you may even have gone over and over in your head, rehearsing what you might say. You've thought about writing them a letter. You've thought about approaching them. How could you do this? I swear, I think you have done this. I just think you've gone over and over and over this. You've thought about how you could do it. You've imagined how it might happen. I think you probably have imagined swinging like a yo-yo of those emotions, those that really hold the positivity. Look at this above the sword. All of those that say, this could definitely happen. This is so amazing. This would be the connection of a lifetime, whether it is intimate or working. And then the one that sits below, the emotions below. Oh, this person won't want me. This won't work out. I'll be rejected. All this stuff. It's like this real double-edged sword of emotions here. This is what I'm seeing. So. Yes, now we are going to ask for very precise information about how to take this forwards. I think one of the first things that is being shown to us, pile one, is that, particularly with the leaf and Jira, the rune of harvest, I think that's an affirmation that this is a connection of genuine potential. Now, none of us truly can know what will happen as we navigate a relationship, because the benefit is the journey, really. It's not always, I mean, the end goal is the journey, isn't it, in any connection, ultimately. So there's always learning, there's always gain, there's always amazingness. But everything here is suggesting a long-term future, to be honest. Jira, the rune of harvest, is a rune that it's a rune of establishing something of significance. It's not a fleeting harvest. It's generally one that is worthy of working towards, actually. And this beautiful energy of the eclipse moon in Taurus gives us perseverance. It helps us to have the stamina, you know, courage and surrender. So it's like surrendering to your true feelings and having the courage to step up. Queen of Air. seeing what you need to see to take this forwards. Even this figure looking through the doorway, having a look at what can be. Right. This is really speaking to me of that courage, both courage and surrender. It's like, because she's looking quite determined in her own way. It's like, actually, I'm going to hold the light and I'm going to do this. So there is an element of the message coming through where you really are actually being asked to have the courage of your convictions. You have that light. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, someone might say no. But do you know what? At least you know where you stand. I don't think they are going to say no. Or most of the indications here suggest intimacy arriving, connection arriving, growing together, a fresh start happening, harvest. Even in this card, we have two masks. So again, we're back to these twos again. And this cauldron, which I always feel for me is like a cauldron of potential. And I'm just noticing, can you see here, protection? We've got the same star showing up here. We've got the, of course, it's the 5-pointed star. The 5-pointed star is, in sacred geometry, this is the shape that Venus makes. When Venus and the Sun come together, I think it is Venus and the Sun, it's the dance between Venus and the Sun. And when they come together and you look at the sacred geometry, they make a 5-pointed star, which is also often seen as the shape of us, you know, a head, 2 legs and arms. But this is Venus, it's the 5-pointed star. I would venture to say, given these, especially with Algis, the rune of protection, I think this is a guided connection. I think it's genuinely a union of purpose. It's a higher connection. There'll be a coming together, a higher purpose for you. Something of real significance, maybe a connection where the masks that you maybe previously thought you had to wear are no longer needed. You can remove the masks, you can collaborate, you can be together. I do feel you could have a public front, a public face together, which is interesting with these masks. So if it is a business connection, there could be a public face together. On the other hand, you know, it could be that you carry a role, you represent for other people a beacon of light, you know, in your love, your harmony, your relationship becomes a kind of a guiding light in the public domain in some way. Okay, we are going to draw more clarifying cards for you, pile 1. We are going to ask, I think we have established, we are going to ask the precise steps that you need to take. I think we have established that these do need to be underpinned by you having the courage of your convictions and making a commitment to genuinely step up. Okay. So, what are the actual steps, the precise steps forward that pile 1 need to take to open that door? Okay, we'll sit with these now. Okay, so first off, you have the card of the devil. You're going to have to get out of your own way. You've got to cut the cords of doubt, the fears that it's not going to work. You've just got to get out of your own way. It's really, really clear. That's the biggest hindrance at the moment. It really is. I'm going to draw some clarifying cards around unexpected visitor in a way. You have the strength cards, the courage of your convictions. Of all the strength cards, this is a warrior figure who makes a decision and strides forwards and takes action. You have the King of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay. Right. So, step number one, precise step number one, pile one. Pile one, precise number one step is have the courage of your convictions, cut through the stuff that says you can't, and really make a decision to move this forwards. I think you do need to then step forwards and kind of make an offer, approach someone. I think you can give them a gift. Okay? There'll be something you can give them that will be of there is a door opened for you here. Let's draw more cards. There's a door opened for you. There definitely is. There's already a pathway to this person, and there's something you can use to get through that door. It's not like you've got to march up to someone's door and knock on the door. There's already something that you can offer them that will get you through that door, as it were. You have something to gift, you have something to take forward. Could be your idea, it could be something quite pragmatic and practical, but you already have, the door is actually already open. That's what we're being shown here. And somebody else may have opened it for you. There may have been somebody who gave you a piece of information that enabled you to really think that this could actually be possible, rather than just dreaming of it and seeing it as something that you would want to do, but you didn't think it ever would be possible. Okay, so let's ask more about this gift and this. I think this has already happened, actually. Excuse me. I think this has already happened. I think the door is already open. So I may not need to clarify that, but I think the door is already open. The question is, what is this gift that you can take forwards? What can you offer that literally gets you through the door? Okay, well, we've got the Nine of Cups, and my goodness me, I mean, can you believe this? We have the King of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Cups. I mean, yeah, this is... I sort of want to say, just be you. You already have an entry point. That's what I feel. You already have an entry point. The key here is just being prepared to take this forwards. The biggest thing here is all of this self-doubt. I do think you have an entry point. I think there's an opportunity. There's something you can offer, almost like a pretext of something. I don't know, maybe you can help someone out, or you have this idea and you can, and it's the right thing to come forward and offer. But this is really saying, look, just be you. Go and be you. Do you know what I'm drawing more cards before I voice what I feel is channeling through. Maybe we have information here. Yeah. Yes, so we have now the Three of Pentacles and we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so yes. There is something, whether this is intimacy, whether it is work, you have something that you can actually offer this person, you can approach this person with, and everything in your reading is saying, look, the door is actually already open, really, I think. So do that, move it forwards, because we're sort of, I feel like there's something you can take forwards. It could even be an offer of help. It could be a work thing, and assistance in some way. But whatever it is, and whether this is intimacy or otherwise, you can offer something, and it will mean that they see you for who you are, because you can just rock up and be you. And because they then sort of, almost like I feel like that they get to hang out with you. Because they get to hang out with you, they see you for who you are. And it means you can, I think initially we're seeing you making this offer. You've got to get out of your own way. These are the steps here. You actually, the door is open. You already have something that could be of assistance to this person, whether it is that, excuse me, that creative connection, or, you know, that collaboration, something, it's definitely going to help them as well as you. Or whether it is something you can assist someone with and you kind of really, really like them, you'd like to be in a relationship with them, but you haven't yet plucked up the courage to say anything, but you have something that could be of assistance to them. Get out of your own way. Create a resolve to change this. Approach them. Offer whatever it is you have to offer. This is the precisely the steps. Offer them what you have to offer. Then kind of go, a little bit nonchalant here, but just go and hang out and discuss and be together and you know, look at this together. You know, just be yourself, because there will be a moment when it's going to be completely right for you to then really voice what you really, really deeply desire, to take it further forwards. So whether this is love, intimacy, that first kiss, and you're just hanging out and the moment is there, and so you can approach them and it just happens, it unfolds. Or, because that's kind of how a proper first kiss should be, it shouldn't be planned, it should happen because it's right. Whether it is the first kiss of a business partnership, the moment will be right for you to say, hey, you know, we've been talking about this, but I've got a bigger idea, a longer term vision, and can we talk about it? You put your cards on the table. However, this is applying to your world. The precise steps here are very, very clear. This is the illumination of our stunning, beautiful full moon eclipse in Taurus. And of course, Taurus is an earthy sign. You know, Taurus connects to sensuality and being able to make things real. Your home, your possessions, your connections, and therefore your work and your career pathway too. Pile 1, keep me posted, please. Put it in the comments. Find the courage and surrender. This is what I'm hearing. Surrender to your real feelings and have the courage to act upon them. Pile 1, I'm doing no more. This is your reading. I am sending you the biggest amount of love ever possible. And yeah, the Venus star, that's a mind-blowing connection coming through here. Absolutely mind-blowing. You know, Venus, the planet of love. Venus, the dance of Venus with the sun, and those points that make up that sacred geometry. Pile 1, tons of love. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you're interested in any of my all zodiac sign readings, they are on another platform. They're on Patreon, and you can connect. It's a site that there are no advertisements, so it's lovely on the readings. It works on the basis of donations. You can give as little or as much as you wish, and you can sort of dip in and dip out as it suits. That's completely cool. There are no tie-ins to it, and thank you all of you who are over on Patreon, because your contributions really do help me to keep putting free stuff into the world, including my library. I have a big online library that talks endlessly about psychology and emotions and has loads of resources there, and that's completely free. So you know, do connect in with that if you are needing any emotional support at any time. I will put all the links to all of these different things in the description box below. Pile 1, this is magical, really, truly. It really feels like this has such potential with Jira, the harvest rune, and I'm reveling in your energy. I'm sending you all the love, and yeah, do let us know how this unfolds. Tons of love to you. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have Thurisaz, the rune of gateway. This beautiful parasol and gnosis. Do you know, as I was just coming into your reading, I really heard really loud and clear, take a rain check. Now, I don't know quite where that's sitting or what that's meaning, but that's what I was hearing. Take a rain check. The rune of gateway often asks you to pause, to notice, to observe, to listen, to kind of lean into the learning of something. And gnosis is about, in many ways, having an incredibly high level of spiritual connectedness, spiritual awareness. So let's draw cards and see. I'm going to draw a couple of runes for you, additional rune cards. That's one, and that is the other. I feel this is for you as well. 3 coming through. Let's add some tea leaves for you. That one and those 2. Look. This is a very big pack of cards. Let me pull these together and put them to one side. And there we have, there is your card straight away flying out for you. Okay, so you have encouragement. Okay, that's a beautiful card, beautiful energy. You have rainbow and butterfly, a change for the better. The most difficult part of a situation is over. Wow, these are beautiful cards, beautiful energy. Gosh, take a rain check. You have Hagelas, the rune of disruption. Okay, you have Anzus, the rune of signs, signals, synchronicities, and you have Tewaz, which is also the rune of the warrior. Well, it isn't also, it is the rune of the warrior. Let me move these around so we can see your cards. Okay. Can we get those in? I think we can. Yes. Okay. Now, this is a full moon eclipse reading. Full moon eclipse in Taurus. This has been one of, quite frankly for me, I think in my observations, one of the most powerful eclipse seasons that I have truly ever noticed, observed, witnessed, been aware of. That's a better way of saying it, been aware of. So many people are really being sort of like faced with things. And I think, pile 2, you've been faced with something that has, in one way, been incredibly disruptive and challenging. On the other hand, my goodness me, it's opened your eyes to some stuff. That's what I feel like. It's really opened your eyes, and at a spiritual level. I mean, it's in many ways almost awakened you. It's put you in touch with, gosh, some big stuff from a spiritual perspective. Now, the worst of this challenge is now over. And things are definitely changing for the better. I think you are shifting from a place where, rather than being kind of embroiled in it, you're beginning to see and understand that from within this situation, even though it was tough, there will be some longer term benefits from it. But I don't think they've been easy to navigate. Your reading is coming alive. It's like you can come alive again. Take charge of your world again. But it has been disrupted. And do you know, with this Scorpion here, I feel like something really stung you hard. I really do. I think it really knocked you for 6. It stung you hard. And to be quite honest with you, even though there actually is a massive silver lining in this, it was actually bringing you some signs. It was showing you something with great clarity. And you will come out of this. You are already. It's not even that you will. You are stronger, you are wiser. You have seen things with such clarity. I believe you have really stepped up with the rune of the warrior. You've held the higher vision. You've held the higher road. And what you're reading is really saying, these cards at this point in time, we're going to draw more. And I think that's the take a rain check. Your reading is saying, it's like a validation from Spirit to say, you've actually been amazing. We need to look after you for a little bit here. You know, take some time out, take a rain check, step away. Not step away from, I feel something has probably ended, in all honesty. The most difficult part of the situation is over. There's still a processing of something going on around you. That's what I'm feeling. But I feel the parasol is almost like a symbol of shifting away from that difference between taking shelter from the rain as opposed to chilling out and excuse me, taking shelter from the sun, sitting in the shade, unwinding a bit. I think you basically need to unwind and recoup. Let us draw more cards for you, because we're asking precisely what steps you need to take next to move something forwards. May we please have information. I'm seeing this one here for you, this one here. I feel I want to look at these first and then draw more. That's what I'm feeling very strongly. So, right, this is lovely. So you have the Three of Fire. This is like setting forth on a new adventure. Okay, there's a new pathway coming to you. A new adventure, a new pathway. Okay. Yes, yeah, I can see where we're going. You actually are needing to move away from something. I'm going to put these at the top here and these down here. I might do a bit of energy clearing in this reading. For those of you who are new to me and my channel, I will sometimes do some energy clearing if needed. Right. So what I'm seeing here, pile 2. Whatever you went through, it was a big sting. I mean, it was, I almost want to use the word vicious. And that's not a word I use easily. But I think it was vicious, like the sting of a scorpion. And ultimately, it brought you some signs, some really important information, because you needed to know something about either a person or a situation that was basically, they were deceptive, they were not honest, they were pulling the wool over your eyes. You know, you look at this card, you know, we have this big, bold person, you know, in sort of front of house, and then just behind the scenes, can you see there is somebody here behind? This is a real kind of trickster energy, this card. Someone said, you know, I'm this, I'm that, and do you really believe them? And they aren't, or they weren't. And it was a real sting in the tail, and I think it has caused you a lot of emotional turmoil. I think you've had to try, and I think you have achieved it as well. I'm going to just really say you have achieved it. This is such a validation. You have achieved it. You held the higher ground. We've already said this, but you held the higher ground. You took the high road, you held the higher ground. You, even though your emotions were massive under the surface, this really, really hurt you. You actually, despite everything, you held the higher ground. Now, the challenge that I feel we're seeing here is that it's still sort of, it's in your mind, because, you know, you can't forget these things easily. You simply can't. Now, the next steps are literally to walk forwards, walk away, and enter a new phase of your own growth and potential. I won't say refine your light. You are light. You've handled this with light. You are light. You've proved that you are light. You have touched the light. Gnosis is a card that says you have touched the very essence of what it means to be the light, and you know it. So, wow. You know, in terms of your spiritual growth and your spiritual pathway and your capacity to process this situation, you have just been mind-blowingly amazing. Mind-blowingly amazing. My hat goes off to you 1,000-fold. We're going to do some energy clearing, because really this needs to depart. I think what's happening is, understandably, because of the level of hurt, the level of what happened here, there's a massive silver lining to it, but wow, it's enormous. And I think because of the rune of gateway, what's happening is you're tending to, when you do pause, you know, and you take a rain check, it comes back into your mind. Naturally, of course it does. We're all human. You return to it. And the very precise next steps are actually to genuinely put it behind you. Genuinely not return there in your mind. Not connect to it anymore. It may even have left you, I think, perhaps with a fear that it could happen again, or there might be repercussions, or this person could rock up in your life, or people, or whatever the scenario, that situation could happen again. There's a fear that you could be returned to this. Now, your reading is not suggesting this. Your reading is saying the most difficult part of this is over. We've got to change for the better. We've got the butterfly of emergence. I'm going to draw some clarifying cards around this. Just going to really want to confirm that this is absolutely over. We're seeing move on, literally set forth. I think this is to do with your fear that this will return, but I am almost going to ask for that message of potential reassurance. Can we have a confirmation of this, please? May we have a confirmation? I'm seeing those two. All right. Yes, okay. Yeah, this is of all the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords often indicate a sort of a conflict or a dilemma, you know, but you know, this Two of Swords fascinates me because this person is walking, I feel, away from something, and it's like his eyes are closed. He doesn't need to have his eyes open to see. He can intuitively know which, he can put one foot in front of the other. And he's not going to falter. He can walk through water, put one foot in front of the other, and he will succeed. He will get to where he needs to be. He's walking out of deep water. The Hermit is a card where you are being guided. I often sort of in my mind's eye, when the Hermit card shows up, I see a labyrinth. You know, you're being guided through this, okay? You're absolutely being guided through. So whatever is happening, even though you may feel it's still going on around you, you're definitely being guided through this. And you're being asked to definitely move away. Right. What I'm going to do is a little bit of energy clearing around this, and then we're going to draw more cards and clarifying cards to really identify the exact steps that you need to take as you are taking this, because I'm seeing it. Take it step by step. That's the message. Take it step by step. Take a rain check. You've been through so much, and it left you feeling really, really isolated as well. Hard to know who to trust. I mean, this is the residue of these kinds of things. You're human. At the same time, my goodness me, you have really held the higher ground. I mean, this is just mind-blowing in terms of you being you being a light worker, you being an earth angel, you being amazing. Now we're seeing a completely wonderful pathway ahead. A return to your innocence, a return to your joyousness, a return to your own capacity to live in joy. But this bit we're needing to kind of sort out a little bit here. So I'm going to get my bowl of crystals, which are sitting on my shelf next to me. Here we are. And I have a lot of amethyst points, which we're going to use. And I'm going to do some energy shifting by using some crystals, and I'm going to move some cards around as well. So, pile 2, get yourself centered in kind of what this is feeling like, particularly, I mean, this is lovely, it's guidance, particularly in relation to this card and this card. Now sometimes I will always say, it's important that we never develop a permanent association to a card with something negative. If this card ever shows up in another reading for you, it could have a completely different meaning. You know, we're always, as readers, we're reading the cards in the moment, but I'm putting them together now because this is really what you've been dealing with. Okay, so, and this is the emotional turmoil, but it's you holding the light, so I'm very happy with this. This is you being the spiritual warrior. The signs and the signals were being shown to you. So, I'm going to put this over here. Okay, these two cards belong together. So I'm moving them out of our current space. And now, I'm literally going to safeguard them. I'm going to boundary this. I'm literally going to put it behind you, because that's what I'm seeing here. Put it behind you. Amethyst crystals are master healers. Oh, and we're going to bring in some honey calcite as well. I just saw this. Honey calcite is a stone of leadership. So I'm going to place this here as well. In fact, I'm going to put the rainbow here and the butterfly, and I'm going to sit them with leadership, because this is you doing what you need to do, moving your world forwards. This is this transformational turning point. I'm going to bring in more crystals around this. It just feels like it just needs to be completely enclosed. I'm going to run out of crystals, but I will not. There we are. Just feels as though this is what needs to happen. Isn't it interesting how when you move crystals around, the energy changes depending on the direction? And actually, I want all the healing energy to be coming out of that scenario there. Lovely. Okay, that's feeling really good to me. Feels beautifully contained. Great. Right, I feel like that is what it is. It is what it is. It was what it was. Do you know, it's now time for us to be looking ahead. You stepping into a place of leadership. You're being encouraged. I love that the honey calcite is a really similar colour to this encouragement card. Rainbow, butterfly. In reality, do you know, the signs and the signals, this sort of had to happen because actually you might have continued with a connection that was really not good for you and would not have been okay. So I just want to acknowledge that there is this silver lining. And even though it has been really tough, it has also actually connected you with a level of your own spirituality and calling that is remarkable. Your own personal strength, because you stepped up. I mean, just look at this. You stepped up, okay? You didn't step down, you stepped up. So, wow is what I want to say. Wow, wow, and more wow. Now, you're going to be guided through this, okay? You literally are going to be guided through this. You are being guided through this. You are being protected. You are being, take a rain check. Take it easy on yourself. Let's draw more cards. I am hearing that take a rain check, take time out. This needs to, in many ways, you need to recover, actually. You are going to be moving forwards. You're going to be moving forwards. You're going to be refinding your vitality, your passion. But I feel like there's this sort of process of recovery to go through. And this is the energy of the Taurus eclipse moon, which is about persevering, knowing you're going to get through this, not giving yourself a hard time. I mean, you've just done everything you could have done, and it's amazing. In fact, I'm shifting cards around again because this is what you did. You know, the signs needed to happen. Okay? You held the higher ground. Shifting cards, but it feels really important. It's like these belong there. You held the higher ground. You're now being encouraged that the most difficult part of this is over. You stepped up. You did it. Now, Step by step, please. May we have precise information. Is there any more beyond knowing that you're being guided? Okay, Page of Cups. You have the Devil. How interesting. Both those cards came out in pile 1. If there's more than one thing going on in your world and you were drawn to more than one reading, then that may be relevant to you. I shall say no more than that. You have the Three of Wands. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And you have the Nine of Wands. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, lovely. This is super good. Now, I'm getting 2 messages from your Page of Cups. On the one hand, I'm seeing that I think there is the potential for someone to come into your world who will kind of lighten things up a bit. The Page of Cups has got quite a youthful, all the pages for me have quite a youthful kind of energy, quite a newness around them. And I feel someone might come into your world, or a circumstance or a situation that enables you to lighten up a bit. It kind of frees you from some of the heaviness of this. Helps you to have a more light-hearted perspective, an easier take on it. Because part of what you're doing at the moment is you're processing what's happened. I think it's genuinely over. I think the challenge at the moment is that you're still processing the depth of the emotion that you were in. Now, I think something step by step is coming into your world here. This is what we are seeing. Someone or a circumstance or a situation that will assist you in, it's going to lighten things up. And it will help you to cut those cords. Because I do think there's been a bit of a tendency to go back over things a little bit. I feel like you're trying not to go over things. But it's quite hard when you're, let's say, sitting on your own. You know, when we get to that space of stillness, of quiet and peace and quiet, and our mind suddenly becomes active and we're going over and over stuff. And I think you are being asked not to here. But also there's an acknowledgement that this takes time. It's literally like a period of recovery, a process of recovery, of evaluation, which is what the Rune of Gateway offers, a space of recovery. I think someone's coming in, or a circumstance or a situation that will help to lighten this up. It'll help you to cut the cords, and it will help you to begin to look ahead again. And just the very essence of that shift in your energy will turn that Wheel of Fortune. And literally, step by step, you're going to regain your power, you're going to regain your vitality, you're going to regain your innocence, vibration. Now, I'm going to draw some additional clarifying cards about these two, because this, I feel, is where we're looking ahead to your future. I think it's actually quite imminent, because I don't think they'd have shown up so straight away. This is what you're persevering and moving to. You're in this process, so I do think something's going to happen. This is also an invitation for you in terms of the precise steps that you need to take. So take a rain check from anything that feels heavy going. Relax, go out, do things that you enjoy, do stuff that allows you to lighten up. If you're going to watch a film that makes you laugh. You know, consciously do things that put you in the zone of positivity, because this is now about shifting your energy away from that zone of going over and over something that is now over. You've done the stepping up, you've done the leadership. Now it's like resetting your vibration. And you will do this step by step, literally. And this is going to open up a pathway of new beginnings for you. I do think someone may come in to assist with this for some of you. But you can also be an active participant in engaging in things that have that higher vibration. And it will help you to cut those cords, help you to look ahead, help you to really see all of the potential that is going to be coming into your world And I am seeing massive potential here. I mean, these are beautiful cards. So may we just have precise steps, but may we ask just about this new adventure? You know, can we be given any more information? Okay. Well, wowza. You have the Four of Wands and you have the Seven of Cups, of Chalices. Well, this is a card of celebration. And this is a card of so many possibilities, so many choices. I'm seeing abundance in every area of your world. Going back to someone coming into your world to assist you in lightening things up. Because this can indicate a kind of an engagement or a connection with someone. I mean, it could be an engagement or a connection with a community, with a group of friends. I did say, I think for some of you, Page of Cups, there might be someone coming in to assist you. Just their energy and their vibration and your connection with them coming in to assist you in moving forwards. What we're being shown here, I think, is genuinely step by step, and I'm going to say pretty quickly, I think your world is moving forwards massively. You're being encouraged, you're being honoured. The key here is shifting your energy, and this is the precise information that we're being given for you, the step-by-step precise information pile 2 to move this forwards. It is now lightening up, shifting your energy, putting it behind you, cutting every cord to that connection, honouring yourself rather than going over and over and wondering if you could have done something differently. Honouring yourself. And I am seeing your world, I'm seeing you regain your strength and going from strength to strength very quickly. And within that, with this Wheel of Fortune, we have this beautiful snake as well, indicating that connection, that transformation. I am seeing your world radically change with the Seven of Cups here, actually. Yeah, there's a return to joy, innocence, love, appreciation, everything that you know, but that got almost like someone threw a blanket over it for a short period of time, because there was so much to deal with this. The outcome, or the, what's the way, you talk about dealing with the flack, isn't it? Yeah, dealing with the flack, the spillover of stuff. You've done it. Now it's time to step forwards. Cut yourself some slack. Be kind to yourself. Watch anything and everything that makes you laugh, feel joy, music, join things, do things. We are seeing such a time of celebration coming, and we are seeing you grow and go from strength to strength from this. My beautiful pile 2, this is your reading. Super souls, if you are new to my channel, I used to work as a full-time psychotherapist, counsellor, and I have a library, online library. It is a completely free resource, and in that resource there is a ton of stuff that is connected to psychology and emotions. There's also a whole series of meditations that help you to process and release emotions. If you find them helpful, do check in on them. The library is a free resource. It will always be free, so do check in on that if you do find yourself going over and over stuff. And I also have a book that I wrote called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. In that book, it will literally teach you to manage your most challenging emotions in a way that turn them into a source of empowerment. Because when we go over and over stuff, there are certain emotions that generate certain thinking patterns, and if you understand those, I mean, this book will literally teach you. There are exercises connected to all of our most difficult emotions. It really is a valuable book if you are struggling in any way with putting down the emotional content from a situation. So do check that out. I will put the links to anything and everything into the description box for you. If you're interested in my all zodiac sign readings, do check them out too. They are on a different platform. They're on Patreon, which works on donations rather than, there are no advertisements, and you can give as little or as much as you want. And it's actually those donations that help me to maintain my free online library. So I am so grateful to all of you who are on Patreon, who support my work in that way. And my way of thanking my Patreon people is to do all my bigger all zodiac sign readings over there, and also a tutorial every month as well. Beautiful souls, this is over. It's time to move on. There is so much coming to you because you just deserve it. And it's now that process of realigning your energy, recovering from what's happening or has happened. It's not happening. I don't think it's happening anymore, but I think there's fear that it could be. And really time to move forwards. Pile 2, sending you the biggest hug ever, truly, truly. Tons of love. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all of you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you have the card of the Mother. You have the rune Othilla of separation, inheritance, gain. This rune speaks of real property sometimes. I'm very struck by the combination that we have here for you, because the energy of the Mother, rather like the Empress card, if we think of Mother energy as being unbelievably nurturing, the Empress is a card of abundance. And here we see this beautiful pearl here. You know, we can nurture something and create something amazing. But also the Mother card also acknowledges, I suppose, the shadow side of mothering, which is trying to cling on to something, trying to hold on to something. And it's like, you know, when someone is tied to the apron strings and they haven't been able to move forwards and grow and, you know, leave home and become, you know, do that individuation, discover their own autonomy. So I think with the rune of separation, it to me is suggesting that it's possible that something needs to be let go of here. And perhaps in quite a dynamic way. It may be that you have to let go of something in order to then receive something. But we will draw more cards and find out, because we're asking in this very dynamic period of time, this full moon eclipse in Taurus, what will this full moon show you, illuminate, literally the precise steps that you need to take to move something forwards, to get something you desire, or make something happen, or create the right choice in your world. So we have Suelo, wholeness, the path. This is the path you must follow. We have Awaz, the rune of movement. This is the bettering of any situation. And I'm seeing 3 for you here, 3 of these cards. You're the first reading that's had 3 of these. This is Dagaz, the rune of breakthrough. Right, okay. Curiously enough, there's actually only one direction available to you at this precise moment. And I'm feeling like maybe you're needing to be really clear with yourself. Perhaps there's something that you've wanted to hold on to, like a dream of something that you wanted to make happen. And maybe you're knowing that you need to cut cords. This pointy feather is very precise and very direct. I often associate it with cutting cords when it shows up. Okay. Maybe there are some strings to be cut. I think there's genuinely only one way to go here, and it's forward, and it will gather momentum very quickly. And the breakthrough, again, breakthrough moments. Sometimes Dagaz, the breakthrough rune, literally it means it's like a 180-degree turn. It's like going in a completely different direction. And I am wondering if there is something you do need to go in a new direction with here. But maybe there's some reticence. Maybe there's a holding on to something when you know you need to let it go. Whatever that is for you. Let's draw some tea leaves and see what we're shown here. Ooh. The one on the top really leapt out. Disappointment in a friend or lover. Heat, you will be playing a different role. One more. Box, you will receive a gift. Okay. How interesting. You know, you are the only pile that has had 3 of these cards and the only pile that has 3 of these. Let's see, where are these going to sit? Disappointment. Yeah, maybe you're having to walk away from someone. You will be receiving a gift and playing a different role. Perhaps if I can put this here. Hat, you will be playing a different role. Yeah. I am still genuinely feeling, pile 3, that there is something you need to kind of let go of or walk away from. And I think the precise steps, we will ask a lot more information, but I do think the precise step, first of all, is to make a very clear, decisive, clear-cut choice. To walk away from something, to let something go. Maybe a genuine change of direction that you need. Now the gift is interesting. So we will draw a card. Well, we're just going to draw more cards. Let's see what else we are shown. May we have more information for pile 3. What is this about, and what are the exact, precise next steps that they need to take? Okay, listening. So this is a time, this card says it's a time to listen rather than talk. You know, I want to say become an observer of your own experiences. That's coming through here. Notice what's being said, and also notice what isn't being said as well. That may well be the gift. I'm struck that the doorway here has carvings on it, and they're sort of quite similar to the carvings on this box. Okay, I think that the unexpected, I say unexpected gift, I think the unexpected visitor may be bringing a gift. Someone coming into your world who opens a doorway for you. Now, this is definitely a time for you to be being an observer of your own experiences, because there is actually a very clear direction to go in. I think it will be aided by somebody arriving in your world who will open a door that, and I think you'll catch a glimpse. This is her, she's catching a glimpse. I think you'll catch a glimpse of something that you can do differently here. Back to Degas, the rune of breakthrough, 180-degree turn. It's very much a card that suggests we can not just course correct, but choose a new direction. I think an unexpected visitor, someone will arrive in your world. The gift is the unexpected visitor. And I think meeting them, now an unexpected visitor could be someone who comes to visit unexpectedly, but it could literally also be someone, a random or a chance meeting is what's coming through here. A random or a chance meeting. You know how you could even just be, I don't know, sitting on a bus and you get chatting to the person on the bus next to you, and they just, something within the conversation just gives you this little pearl of wisdom or this nugget of gold, this little gem. And you think, oh, that's really interesting. I'll go check that out. And that then leads to something else, which leads to something else, which takes you in the direction, a new direction that you need to go in. It gives you that breakthrough moment. Let's draw more cards for you. Okay, we have destiny. Ha, yes. Yes, indeed. Right, yeah. And can you see here, we have this entrance. It looks like an entrance to a long barrow, actually. There are still, certainly in the area that I live in Wiltshire, there are many long barrows, and this is often what the entrances look like. There are some stones. In fact, there's one called I think it's the Devil's Den or something anyway, but it looks a bit like this. And that in itself, archaeologists have said that was once a long barrow. It's just that the only thing that's still left is the gateway, the entry point. The rest of the long barrow has long since disappeared, been ploughed into a field, but the entrance is still there. Interestingly, long barrows are often associated with transition and the passage from life to death. So leaving something behind. Yes, this is needed. This is right. Whatever you are needing to cut the cord to and walk away from, separate from, it is part of your destiny to do so now. It's absolutely right that this happens. In terms of your precise steps, and we're going to draw more cards, the most precise step that you need to do is to be really clear that you are closing all doors to something. Cutting those cords and making a clear, conscious choice to close those doors. I think that will be aided by someone opening a doorway of possibility, showing you a new direction. And I think this comes in the form of an unexpected chance, circumstance, a meeting, where someone, just a conversation, anything, something will come along that you catch a glimpse of a new life, or a new pathway, or a new area to live, or a new something. Okay, there's something happening here that takes you in a new direction. May we have more information? Yes, and look at this. We have the three of fire here, setting off on a new pathway, a new direction. I'm seeing this card, the child. This is very much like the Fool card. In a traditional tarot. It's a new beginning. It's a new opportunity. It really, there's a real fresh start coming to you. However, precise steps, the fresh start is coming because you close the door to something. It's very, very clear. If you cling to the apron strings, this will not work for you. It's ever so clear. Obviously, no reading can ever tell you what to do. Ever, ever, ever. You know, you have conscious free will and choice. And as a reader, any of us as readers, all we can do is voice the messages that we are hearing within your reading. But actually, the bettering of this situation, the gathering of momentum, the moving it forwards, is following the only pathway, really, in many ways. I think you do know there is only one pathway available to you. You know, there's some element of disappointment that you're needing to walk away from. And you're going to be playing a new role, a different role, and somebody, there will be a sign, a synchronicity. It could occur exactly around this energy of the Taurus eclipse full moon. The full moon illuminates. I'm seeing you going on a new journey. You may even move house. You could move house, relocate. But it's cutting cords in order to then be able to establish a new pathway. It's like a new chapter, a new adventure. The Queen of Fire. Yes, and get your passion back. Now, this card. Let me talk to you about this card. I love this card. This card always reminds me of the cat's eyes that you see in a road. And I remember when I was a kid, I was told the story of how cat's eyes were invented. And there was a man apparently driving on a dark, misty night, and a cat crossed the road in front of him, and he swerved to avoid it. And his car crashed, and anyway, he was picked up and taken to his destination. But the day after, when he went back to retrieve his car, he realised that if the cat had not stepped out in front of him in this dark, misty night, he actually would have driven off the road and over a cliff. It would have been life-threatening, absolutely life-threatening. So the cat's eyes saved his life, and then he invented the cat's eyes that they put into the roads that light up, that they're lit up by your headlights. I feel that your journey, this new chapter, will be lit up like those cat's eyes. In many ways, it is very interesting. Whatever has happened that you're cutting the cord from, it would have not been okay to remain. I'm not suggesting it would have been life-threatening, but it certainly wouldn't have been okay to remain there. This is actually a lifesaver, funnily enough, the choosing to walk away and or separating, or wherever you're going, because it's opening a whole new pathway, a whole new chapter. You may well move. It's really interesting. I'm getting a big, strong theme of relocation here, but I also fully acknowledge that this is a general reading, so that won't be right for all of you, but this does often associate with real property. Yeah, some little nugget of, some pearl of wisdom is going to be gifted to you unexpectedly, and that will show you the direction to go in, okay? Your first and precise step is to make a very clear decision to cut the cords and walk away, and sort of then listen. Notice the signs. Listen for the signs. You'll be given a sign. Listen for those. Could be a song on the radio where a name or a phrase on the radio points you in the right direction. We have music notes. Listen, be aware of the signs. This is the second part of your reading. First of all, it's the cutting of the cords. Then it is being open to receive the signs and the signals that are going to be shown to you that will make it very clear which direction you need to go in. Very, very clear indeed. How exciting. Okay. It could be relocation for some, maybe even travel. Maybe even if you are traveling or you go on a holiday, on that holiday you may meet someone who, or I don't know, discover something, going on a journey, and that's the journey where something is opened up for you and you suddenly see the direction that you are going to be going in. Let's draw more cards for you, see whether we can get any more information. The precise steps are very clear. In one way, it's the cutting of the cord. But it is also listening so that you are available to hear, to see, to notice that gateway that's going to be offered to you, that gift that's taking you on this new adventure. May we have more information for pile 3. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords. We have the Sun. Okay, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, here are your cards. We then have the, how interesting, we have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups sitting together. We have the Sun and the High Priestess. And we have the 3 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Beautiful, beautiful energy. You really do need to put something behind you. This is such an affirmation of this again. Put this behind you and look ahead. I mean, what a difference in the imagery here when we see this. Whatever you're walking away from, it may be that somebody genuinely was stabbing you in the back. Either way, it was loaded with conflict, and it is really time for you to put it behind you and embrace the future. Really, really clear. Really could not be clearer. Look at these cards sitting together, embracing the future, moving on. Then with the Sun sitting on unexpected visitors and the High Priestess with the Child, you'll be guided. Destiny, we have the card of Destiny. The High Priestess has such a flavour of destiny. Do you know what's really interesting, pile 3? There's a higher message coming through here, really significant, especially with the King of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. Do you know, whatever you're walking away from, it's the inheritance, the gain. This cutting of cords, the signs being shown to you so you'll know what to do next, where to go, whether it's relocation or what steps to take, whatever it is. I think that you're going to move to somewhere. So let's say you moved home, you moved house. you relocate. Let's just use that as an example. This is a generic reading, and this is about a shift in the energy. But let's say you did move house. I think the move of that house is going to bring something into your life that you could never have received if you hadn't moved. Like meeting someone, or finding the perfect job, or the perfect career pathway, or whatever it may be. You would never have acquired it or reached it, or those synchronicities, those moments when you look back and you look at a turning point and you think, if I hadn't moved to that place, that would never have happened, and I wouldn't have met that person. And something really fabulous is coming to you that would not have come to you otherwise. It's the gain. If you had not cut this cord, cut the apron strings, cut the cord, and then followed the signs that take you forwards in some sort of new direction. It may not be a relocation, it could be something else. But whatever area of your world this is resonating with you, my beautiful pile 3, this is part of your destiny. Something, fate, destiny, something that is fabulous will come to you that could never have come to you if you had not put this behind you and moved on. So your reading is clear, pile 3, completely clear. Obviously you have personal free will and choice. You could keep the apron strings tied or not, but your reading is genuinely suggesting you cut the cords completely and then open yourself to receive a sign, an unexpected sign, a message, a signal. It could be, like I said, a song on the radio. You could travel, go on holiday. It could be a chance meeting, or somebody literally could come back into your life, pops their head round the door and says, "Oh, fancy a coffee? I was going to tell you about something." Something's happening, and it's going to show you exactly sort of where to go next, what direction to go in, and it will gather momentum very quickly. You're going to be playing a different role, and it's going to bring something to you that you would never ever have got to had this move not occurred, or this ending not occurred, this separation not occurred. Pile 3, this is your reading. Those are ultimately your 2 precise steps. Cut the cords and open yourself to receive an unexpected sign or signal, and it will lead you to something magical. Pile 3, thank you so much for joining me today. Beautiful souls, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Keep us posted. Let us know how your world emerges, and keep us posted in the comments. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. If you're interested in my all zodiac sign readings, they are on a different platform. They're on Patreon. Now, Patreon works on the basis of donations. There are no advertisements at all, and you can give as little or as much as you wish, and you can also tune in with tutorials that I do over there. Thank you to all of you who are on Patreon. If you're new to my channel, I have a big online library called the A to Z of Emotional Health, and it's a resource. It's a completely free resource, and it really is, it's loaded with information about emotions, psychology. There's a ton of stuff. There are meditations to help you actually navigate change, transition, for emotional release, all sorts of things. The Patreon donations actually enable me to keep that library going free of charge and offer it to anyone and everyone who may be able to use those resources. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you who are on Patreon. Your donations really do make that possible, and that's actually, in a way, my way of giving back to you guys on Patreon is to do the all zodiac sign readings over there. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here. Welcome if you are new. I don't think I even said that at the beginning. I just dived into the readings. Welcome to anyone new. Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings. And pile 3, this feels very big and life-changing, but kind of like it actually it just looks like it's got the best ending ever. So, you know, in your story. So it really is ultimately fabulous, even though you may be struggling to cut a cord in some way. Tons and tons of love, pile 3.